I had so many issues with a lot of my friends because I used to be pathetic. I used to be weak. They are a reflection of who I used to be. So once I started to mature and grow into a man, we couldn't relate like we used to. Because I'm looking at you like you a we got an issue. I'm looking at you in your face and you looking at the ground. You looking all around everywhere else. I'm looking dead in your eyes. I should have just cocked back and smacked him across his face. What is good with y'all today? Base CBO, aka Cole Brown Official. Today we are separating the boys from the men. You got your hot dog tucked between your buns, or you letting that thing hang and swing? We getting into it, man. Are you a weak man? Really, we should say a boy. Y'all know the deal. We started number 3 and we go down to number 1. Number 3 is you rush into relationships. You can't be single, right? You can't be isolated. You can't stay by yourself. That's a sign of weakness. You should be embracing isolation sometimes. That's when you see a lot of growth. That's when you learn who you are. Are relationships a great thing? Absolutely, they can be a great thing, but you shouldn't be rushing into it and lowering your standards just to find a partner, right? Just to find a girl, you lowering your standards. Don't do that. And somebody comes to mind. He's probably gonna watch this video, take this game. But this guy I used to be friends with, right? He had this girl come at him trying to be friends with benefits. He was down. The girl come over, you know, they do their thing. I asked him like, you know, you rocking with her? You messing with her? He like, nah, not really. She looked better in her photos. She ain't all that. Her head game is crazy though, but I'm not messing with her like that. You know, she not all that. Couple weeks passed, month or 2 passed. He started dating the girl. And I'm like, I'm confused. Like, what happened? You know what I'm saying? Maybe she just got a great personality. Nah, he's still talking bad about her, right? He still talked bad about her. And it just blows my mind because they were talking bad about each other. And why would you be with somebody that obviously y'all not meant for each other? Are you with this woman because you're afraid of being alone? And that's a weakness, right? And I asked him one time, like, you know, because they kept breaking up, getting back together, break up, get back together. I'm like, why don't you just find somebody new? Oh, I don't feel like restarting. That's such a weak mindset, man. That is such a weak mindset. And you're settling in your early 20s. You're settling as a teenager. Like, that blows my mind. Why are you settling at such a young age, right? It makes no sense. And it's really just you fear rejection from other women. You fear you can't go out and get something better. Because how is it billions of people on this earth and you happen to date somebody that you don't even like that? And this happens all the time. People start dating someone they're not into like that. Why? Because they're weak. It's a scarcity mindset. They don't think they can go out and get better. Because that just blows my mind. How do you talk bad about the person you picked to be with, right? You can talk bad about your siblings. You can talk bad about your parents. You ain't picked them, but you picked this woman and you have more bad stuff to say about her than good stuff. Maybe that says a lot about you, right? Going on to point number 2. You lean in on the woman in photos, right? If you take a vertical line and look down the vertical line, who is leaning into the other person? Maybe y'all both stand up straight. But if anybody is leaning into the other person, the woman should be leaning into you. And this comes to mind because a woman actually liked my Instagram story the other day. I click on it, see what she's talking about. You know what I mean? See what she's looking like? She got a boyfriend, of course. Every single photo she has with her boyfriend, the boyfriend's leaning in. She has one photo where she's the one leaning in, but it's not with her boyfriend. It's with the celebrity. It's with the actor, right? So it doesn't surprise me when I see something like that. She liking my story when I'm posted in the gym with my shirt off? Of course she is. Because she's dating this weak man. And I can tell who runs the program just from the body language of that photo. Why is he always the one leaning into her? And then as soon as she takes a photo with a celebrity, she's leaning into the celebrity. Yeah, watch your body language. This says a lot about you. You should be running the program. She shouldn't be running your program. If somebody says something and you can't hear them, tell them to repeat themselves. You don't have to be all bend over. Let them come to you. You got to move like a boss to get treated like a boss. But doing all this, oh, I can't hear you. Let your body language of a boss, man. You can't be moving around looking like a little punk, looking like the girls running the program. Nah, man, that's why it didn't surprise me you can tell he's way more into her than she is with him. And that's why she's, liking my stories. I don't even follow this chick, but she liking all my stories. You know what I'm saying? That's not the first story she liked. I seen her name. I'm like, that looks familiar. Let me go ahead, check what she talking about. She got a boyfriend. She been had this boyfriend. Come on, man. It doesn't surprise me. Last but not least, this is number one. I got another story time, man. I'm not going to get too deep into it. To make a long story short, this was about 6 months ago. I had a friend. He messed up, and he knew he messed up. And see, me, I'm to the point now, like, just getting more mature and stuff. Like, I don't like dealing with people. If you screw me over, I don't have anything to talk about, right? But my other friend, he wants everybody to be cool. It's one of them type of things. So I'm leaving the gym, and I see the other dude. He like, bring me over, trying to get the other dude to apologize. And I'm just like, what's up? And he started talking about what happened and stuff. And I'm looking him dead in his eyes. Like, what happened? Like, do you have anything to say type deal? And he's just looking at the ground the whole time. Just super passive. And it really aggravated me, dog. It really aggravated me. Because I looked at him like, you are pathetic. You are so pathetic. And this is a reflection of who I used to be. This is why I had so many issues with a lot of my friends, because I used to be pathetic. I used to be weak. They are a reflection of who I used to be. So once I started to mature and grow into a man, we couldn't relate like we used to. Because I'm looking at you like you a pussy. You a pussy. We got an issue. I'm looking at you in your face and you looking at the ground. You looking all around everywhere else. I'm looking dead in your eyes. I smacked him across his face. That's how I was feeling. But nah, I ain't gonna do him like that. Like I said, sometimes the best reaction is no reaction, right? But that's how I was feeling. I felt like just slapping him like a pimp. You know what I'm saying? That's how I was feeling, dog. And he was a good friend. He did me a lot of favors. All he had to do was apologize. It was that simple. Just look me in my eyes and apologize. It's that simple. Because I'm the type of guy, if somebody does me a favor, I'm going to return that favor every single time. Like, he done done me a lot of favors. I'm going to pay you back down the road 1,000%. So why can't you just apologize, right? So then it makes that mistake seem like you did it on purpose. And like I tell you all the time, a lot of times when you start improving yourself, you're going to start losing friends. You're not going to be direct about it because they're going to hate on the low. They're going to be super passive about it and just hate. They're not going to tell you anything to your face. They're going to say jokes and you kind of halfway hear them. Because they're cowards. They're weak. And I used to do that type of bullshit. So that's when I'm like, that's why I really got away from a lot of friends, man. Because I'm not about being that passive. If you got an issue with someone, confront them head on. Like I said, sometimes you need to know that the best reaction is no reaction, but sometimes you gotta solve something head on. Right? When I worked at a soul food restaurant, this one crackhead lady used to always come in there. She tried, oh, you ain't give me the correct change. I'm not finna go back and argue with her. I'm just like, actually, I did give you the correct change. And she keeps just yapping. I'm just standing there like, well, I don't know what to tell you. I might just look at her and smile. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got nothing else to tell after that. She might be ready to fight me, but I'm not finna go back and forth because she a crackhead lady. What is me whooping ass gonna do? Nothing. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just looking at her with a smile on my face. But sometimes when you have friends that keep disrespecting you, gotta address that head on. You gotta let them know that certain things aren't tolerated. You gotta put your foot down sometimes. You gotta stand on business. Or you just gotta completely cut them out your life, man. Because I told this man, like, all he had to do was apologize. I'm looking him dead in his eyes. All he had to do was apologize. He looking at the ground. He looking at the ground. I'm looking him dead in his eye. He looking at the ground. And dog, I never look at that man the same because I just like, this is pathetic. This dude is pathetic. How was I ever friends with this guy? But that's how I used to be. I used to be pathetic. I used to act like a little boy. So you got to grow up, man. You got to grow up and you got to be a man. You got to let that thing swing. You can't have that thing tucked between the buns like a hot dog now. You can't do that. That's not the way to live. And this mainstream wants you to live like a little punk. Like a little sissy. Nah, I can't do it, man. I can't do it. So just to go back through it again, don't rush into relationships. Sometimes it's good to be alone, right? If you find the right woman, okay, if you want to settle down, if that's what you want to do, if she wants a relationship more than you do, okay, cool, do that. But don't be rushing into relationships that you really don't like that woman, but you don't want to be alone because you're scared, you weak. You want that consistent booty, you can't go hunt it out and get it. You know what I'm saying? Dog, that's a weak mindset. Don't be leaning into the woman in the photos either. If anybody's leaning into anybody, it should be her leaning into you. She should be following your program. That girl, every photo, her boyfriend leaning into her. As soon as she take a photo with a celebrity, she leaning into the celebrity. Come on, man. And last but not least, don't be afraid to confront people when they keep trying you, when they keep disrespecting you. As a man, you should be able to look another man in his eyes when he's talking to you. Why is you looking at the ground? Why is you looking around? Why is you scared of confrontation? Why are you being passive? If you got an issue with somebody, don't be passive. Let it be known. Don't be saying stuff under your breath. And nah, if you got an issue with somebody, let them know. That's all I got for y'all today, man. Kept it real simple. Kept it to 3 points. Make sure to subscribe, like that video, and I'll catch y'all boys in the next one.